The more government and men of goodwill try to reverse the dangerous trend in the southeast regarding Monday sit-at-home, the more hoodlums thwarted such efforts. The Commissioner of Police in Ebonyi State, Faleye Olaleye, said the command has launched a manhunt for suspected members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and Eastern Security Network, ESN, who terrorized some traders in the state by trying to enforce sit-at-home in Isheke and other markets in the state on the 4th of July. According to the police commissioner, the hoodlums went to Ahotu Road along Enugu-Abakaliki Expressway, Ishake and Akeze markets, shooting sporadically. Let's share the video with you.
It's happening live and direct. Today being 4th July 2023, economy live. Economy live is in Ebonyi Abakaliki at Isheke market. Economy, as you can see, that keke is burning now. It's burning. Burn everything. I don't want anything to remain. Burn it. Destroy them. Destroy everything. Destroy them. Destroy them. Sit at home. Nnamdi Kanu must be released. No Nnamdi Kanu, no peace. No Nnamdi Kanu, no peace happening at Ebonyi, Abakaliki at Isheke market. Economy life. Destroy all of them. As you can see it, everywhere is burning. Everywhere is burning. Sit at home. Using Nnamdi Kanu must be released.
You know, it's another thing if these guys, I don't know what they want, but terrorizing your people. I feel that some people will say, oh, if they are targeting outsiders, people that are not from that place, is another thing. But when you wreak havoc and terrorizing, killing, maiming your own people, so the philosophy becomes
against what Nnamdi Kanu himself stands for. And people have said this repeatedly, that Nnamdi Kanu does not want to see Easterners suffer. He was fighting for them, for their rights. So it's against the grain if by your actions you inflict pain on your people. That's not what Nnamdi Kanu stands for. That's not what he stands for. And people have said this: when you destroy the economy of the Southeast on account of imposing your own version of civil defense, civil disobedience, you are not helping the people. The economy of the Southeast is suffering. Look at a state like Anambra, struggling to generate ordinary 2 billion a month. Is it right?
Should not be.
Because the potential to generate a lot more than that is there. Struggling. What is 2 billion? In a state where you have probably the biggest market in West Africa. But people now divert their cargo. The average Igbo businessman wants to open his container on a Monday morning. But they are forced now to divert to Akwa Ibom and other neighboring states outside the Southeast. Some businesses have even been moved to Delta State because it's just a spitting distance.
Some are Asaba.
In Asaba, that's what I'm saying, just across the bridge, because nobody enforces sit-at-home there. This Ebonyi was a place where they were not really enforcing sit-at-home. You know, I was in Ebonyi some time ago when I was invited to witness the inaugural flight, you know. While I was there, I decided to look at some of the work that the governor had done on my own, just to see what he has done. Not that the governor told me that that I should do it. In fact, he does not even know that I did all of those stories. You know, just did it because I felt he was doing something remarkable. That is me. I've done it. Whether he appreciates this or not, I don't really care. But I've done it. During that time, there was supposed to be sit at home in Ebonyi. They didn't observe sit at home. So my feeling is that they must have been angered by the fact that over time in Ebonyi, people did not really care about this sit at home. Now they've come to instill fear in people. So that what is happening in Anambra, what is happening in Enugu, happening in Anambra, especially Anabia, would also begin to happen in Ebonyi. That is why, in my view, they've gone to that place. And you will also recall that there's a video too that was just recently released about these individuals flogging school children.
Yes,
and
that
their
went
teachers.
to school on a Monday.
Why did you? So the children were saying, we will not try it again. They were asking them, what do you have to say? The little kids were saying, we will not try it again. We will not try. What is the offense of those little ones? That you have to flog them because they came out. And their teacher, they went to bring the coordinator from her house. She had left the school. She said she gave instruction that they should close the school. But some were still in school.
They don't think rationally.
They went to bring her and made her to lie flat on the
They were flogging her alongside with the pupils.
So this is the thing. When I posted, someone said, what do you want to achieve by posting this thing? We have people who have lost their brains on social media. When we don't point at these bad things happening, how do you get government to do the needful? This is the video. You don't want us to talk about bad things happening in the Southeast. How do we take care of the people? How do we push our government to do what is right to keep our people safe? If you all want us to pretend that all is well, no, we won't. In your house, keep it to yourself. But the job of the journalist is to point at those things that are wrong in the society, whether it is the individuals that are wrong or the government of the day. It is the duty of the security forces to keep our people safe. This flogging of people in broad daylight naturally should not happen. And where it is happening, we have to tell them that, look, protect our people. That's the essence of talking about, not that everybody will keep quiet until all is well. No. If other people are doing it, we will not do it. We won't keep quiet.
Mojid, I think this is a challenge to the Bola Tinubu administration, the new administration, that, look, this is a clear security challenge that has been there all through the time of Muhammadu Buhari, and Muhammadu Buhari allowed it to fester. Within the territory and confines of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, there will be no states, there will be no region that they will have another law separately from what the federal government is doing up there.
I think our brothers from the Southeast should realize that you don't win wars or battles with the use of force. Most of the wars that are won end up at the dialogue table. And I mean, to see people being flogged openly, being shot at openly because they went to work on a Monday or they attempt to go to school on a Monday is so disheartening. And let's look at the economic loss. Collectively, the 5 states loses between 500 million and 750 million collectively every Monday. We have 52 Mondays in a year. And if they continue to enforce this, the revenue base of those 5 states will continue to dwindle. And also the purchasing power parity of the hapless people, of the masses of those 5 states, will continue to dwindle. So if you are inflicting pains on your people because of Nnamdi Kanu, rather, I think the elders of the Southeast should sit down and call these characters to order and find a way of meeting with the federal government and securing, I mean, a kind of agreement that will ensure that if Nnamdi Kanu is released, of course, there will be peace in that place. I mean, rather than for these miscreants to continue to inflict pains on the masses they are trying to protect Because as far as I'm concerned, federal government is nebulous. If you are observing sit at home in that place, in 5 states out of 36, business is booming in other parts. To the extent that businessmen in these Southeast states are now taking their wares, their goods to the South. I mean, it is just, it's unthinkable. And I think the earlier people realize this, the better. Flogging small children, pupils. And,
I went to school too.
because they are going to school. You want to reduce school days to 4 in a week. No. Most businesses, I mean, the highest concentration of economic activity happens on a Monday, because those who made money Friday night, Saturday, Sunday would attempt to go into the bank on the Monday. So Tuesday, you want to even look at whether the sit-at-home is still ongoing. So it has shortened the economic activity. The number of man-hours is reduced. Those who those who do many jobs like artisans, they can't go to work on Mondays. So which means instead of working from Monday to Saturday, now they have 1 day off. So it is really, really bad, and I think the elders of the Southeast should call these characters to order, because they are inflicting pains on both the economy and the people of the Southeast.
You can't call them to order at this stage, because this struggle has been taken over by miscreants, cultists, and the rest of them. You know, the governors of the Southeast created their own version of Amotekun. And when they created
Ebuagu.
Ebuagu,
we thought that it would go a long way in securing the people. But from what we see, the people are not secure at all. It's like people have been left on their own. So, going by what is happening in the Southeast, I believe that the release of Nnamdi Kanu is the only way by which this whole thing can come to an end. If anyone thinks people like Ezefe, Chief Ezefe, and the rest of them, who used to have influence on IPOB, remember they spoke with IPOB, and IPOB, which earlier threatened not to allow election to take place, the governorship election to take place in Anambra, came out with a directive that people can go and vote.
Yeah.
But don't forget that IPOB issued a fresh decree that sit-at-home would only happen on days that Nnamdi Kanu is taken to court. So the same group, the same group that instituted the sit-at-home form of civil defense, has already discountenanced it in the way in which he started it, by now making it compulsory only on days when Nnamdi Kanu is brought to court. But because it's been hijacked, you have a situation in which cultists have their own ideas. Cultists have made up their minds to enforce it all the same. That means they are not even listening to Emma Powerful or anybody that speaks for IPOB. So if Emma Powerful gives an instruction today, those boys are not likely to listen.
They won't listen.
They're not likely to listen.
I will see a situation that if Nnamdi Kanu is even released, they might continue their sit-at-home.
No, I don't think. Because since they are saying it's because of Nnamdi Kanu, you know, it's like, okay,
I don't trust those characters.
All of us, we have a goal. We want this person out of detention. Now, the way by which we try to achieve it is different, but we have a singular goal. So that's why I believe that once it comes out of detention, they will have no reason to say, okay, we are still doing sit at home for what now? once the man is out of prison, what are you sitting at home for? So it will be difficult for them to continue. But maybe they are just more radical than the other people. It's just like Boko Haram. Boko Haram too, at a point, Boko Haram lost it and they broke into factions. And the goals of the different factions was different.
That's exactly my fear. That they might not even stop at that.
Okay.